Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is a little bonus reading for the solar eclipse, which occurs on the 20th of April this year. It's when the sun, the moon, and the earth align to create a total hybrid solar eclipse, which is the rarest form of all. Now, it's often called the Ningaloo eclipse, which is an Aboriginal word describing elevated ground or land. Ningaloo Coast is actually the best place to see it, which is in Australia, in particular Exmouth Peninsula. However, spiritually, it is a perfect time to align with your higher self and access higher frequencies for healing and for manifestation. Now, you may notice subtle changes in your behavior, your emotions. You may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual during this time, and pets as well as wild animals can also feel the shift during an eclipse. So you may notice that they are acting out of character as well with slightly erratic behavior, but this too shall pass. Now, I did find out a very interesting fact that certain spiders, they actually dismantle their webs during a solar eclipse and then rebuild them once the eclipse passes. So it is relevant that this energy, and notable that this energy will actually influence us all in some shape or form, even on the most subtle of levels. Now, the alignment of, there's another card here as well. My guide said, don't forget that one. Oh, wow. Okay. So you got 4. Normally I take 1, but they've given you 4 from that deck. But let's get straight to the rest of the cards before I continue. Now, I want you to be aware that this alignment of the earth, the sun, and the moon actually represents a very powerful time for healing, as well as dissolving differences and coming together as one collectively. It's also a time where our pineal gland will be activated for a collective awakening. So you'll see some major shifts going on around the world that are for the positive. We also have an alignment with Pluto where the hidden comes to light, and that can help us all collectively. But when we do have that alignment with Pluto there, it, how can I put this? It actually helps inspire us as well as overcome obstacles, but it may drain your energy and your moods may fluctuate, okay? Also, you may feel compelled to detox your body, mind, and soul and transform areas of your life, starting with the inside out. So you may be focused a little bit more on your diet, your sleeping patterns, exercise routines, and then it'll sort of stream into your home space. You may feel like decluttering or, you know, reorganizing things, maybe even giving some items to charity that you've outgrown, things like that. You're going to do a little bit of DIY or feel compelled to do so, or get things in order around the home space. Now also, it's worth noting that there is a new moon. New moons tend to coincide with solar eclipses, and this new moon shifts into the sign of Aries, which puts your goals at the forefront of your mind to get stuff done. So you're definitely going to feel very, very productive. But there is also a second lunation during this period, which helps you reconnect to things that you feel like you've missed out on. So in a sense, you're getting a second chance. That could be in love if you feel that you've been left out in love. It could be a financial opportunity. identity, or just reconnecting to parts of yourself that you feel detached from. It could even be a project that you've put on hold or something you've started that you want to reconnect to get finished during this period as well. Now also the sun moves into Taurus, so we're entering into Taurus season, which means things start to slow down in the most positive of ways. As you can see, you've got the Hanged Man right at the end there in your last position, which does tend to mean that things start to go at a slower pace, which is actually very, very positive because it gets you in the mood to think about yourself. It's more about quality rather than quantity. So you're going to be looking at areas of your life where you feel valued or bringing more value into your life. And because Taurus really connects to finances and acquisitions, you're really going to be thinking about opportunities, fortune, and your possessions or your prosperity at this time as well. I would say it's a really important time to look at your immune system, making sure that you're getting all the vitamins you need and the rest that you need as well. Also, this is a heightened time for allergies, so watch out for that too. Now, I do want to mention that Mercury retrogrades from the 21st of April, and it is in the sign of Taurus. So this can lead to miscommunication in financial arenas or financial sectors. So just watch out for that. There may be some communication that goes astray or fluctuations financially around the world. So just watch out for that as well. It also rules currency and alliances, and you may see those things change as well. Now, we're already seeing shifts in currency around the world, a move to digital in some areas. Obviously, there's some sort of plan for it all to, come together in one sense or another. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about in that area because, I'm not really au fait with that sort of energy, but it is coming up a lot in the readings recently, probably because Mercury is retrograding in the sign of Taurus. So it's a really great time to look at your budget, but also to make sure that you are protecting the things that you've already worked hard for, especially, your finances, making sure they're in institutions that are not linked, because you would not be insured should you go over a certain amount. So it's worth investigating whether those institutions are connected, just in case there should be any economic fluctuation going on in your country or your area. Okay, so also, I'm giving you all these facts of the energies just because, sometimes it takes a long time for me to shuffle. So I'm just, giving you energetic information that comes up for this time period. So if you're wondering why I'm just waffling on, I'm hoping that I'm giving you stuff that could be relevant for you that's coming up. I would watch out for any electronic devices. They may have some sort of issue during this Mercury retrograde. It's until the 14th of May. So you may notice that important mail might go to the spam folder. So I would definitely check or double check spam folders, things like that. Also, it can affect household items where you need to either, replace a washing machine or something breaks down, the dishwasher or the fridge, or, it can lead to that sort of thing. I'm not saying, I can't see it in your chart actually, but it may happen during this period. Also, I would watch your physical mail because there is a potential for mail to go missing during this period as well, or there to be some sort of collective, mail strike, anything to do with information coming through, because Mercury, of course, is all about the filter of information or the arrival of information. Because it goes retrograde, it does mean that sometimes things go in delay. Doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want or what you're expecting, but it does mean there can be some frustrations, especially if you're giving like some sort of presentation, things like that. It can mean that sometimes you can't find the words to use or you stumble over a word. So be mindful. I may stumble because we do feel the energy over a 2-week period before the actual event, and it occurs on the 21st of April rather. Okay, now also there's heightened tidal forces, so this is a very strong period for increase in seismic events. So if you are on a fault line, I know the whole world is pretty much full of fault lines. I don't see anything major here, okay, but it could happen during this time because hybrid solar eclipses are an intense burst of energy. It's not all doom and gloom though. Ultimately, this eclipse will see you reassess your life, look at the things that you value most in life, and attract more of that good stuff, okay? It is actually a portal of change and high frequency to manifest all that you desire. So write down the things that you really want to attract into your life and watch those things become a reality. Now, your first card is Changing Cycles, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a very positive time for you. It's interesting, it's number 10, and you're actually being governed by your 10th house during the solar eclipse there. So your 10th house is all about ambition, to keep moving forward in your projects. So whether you're retired or not, or you're, even if you have decided that you want to do some DIY around the home space, that's a project. And I feel like you're going to finish what you start during this period. So you're going to feel very, very productive. Now that 10th house also is about your sense of purpose. So if you are searching for meaning or really wanting to connect to your life's purpose path, then this is a real time to connect. Also, this time period is about your reputation as well, your social standing. So whether you are a prominent figure in your community or in a local government, or whether you are someone who is in the career sector who is looking to elevate, this is a perfect time for success for you. For those of you who are retired, you may actually find that your reputation precedes you as being someone who is very kind, open-hearted, very intelligent. You've got the Queen of Swords there, male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. But you may use your words to, create a project of some sort that will be very lucrative later on. So, in your retirement, you may think about creating some art or a book or a screenplay or something that really voices your opinion or helps you express something that you've experienced in your life. You will feel a very creative spark during this solar eclipse. Now, of course, Wheel of Fortune indicates there is some luck headed in your direction. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sure we're grateful. They're showing me a number actually in the water that coincides with this. They're showing me 2112. 2112. Okay. And they're giving me, I'm going to have to look it up. These are synchronistic numbers, so I would look out for, you're going to see double numbers all over the place, but they're showing me 2112 in the water at the minute. I'm scrying at the same time. But they're giving me this energy that something really positive is headed in your direction. And they're showing me that maybe recently you've been feeling this push and pull. This is going to be a time where you're able to relax and just trust that the universe has got your back, okay? So if you've been under a lot of pressure recently, or you've been feeling a lot of anxiety, or you've just been feeling a little bit like you're struggling because you've got a 9 of Wands there, the energy after the solar eclipse actually helps you relax and recognize that breathe, you got this, okay? Especially since you've got the surrender card. It's like, trust the universe, relax, don't fret. A new perspective is available to you, and you will know when it's time to act. You're in a really good position right now. But there is some really good luck coming your way. When you get the Wheel of Fortune, this means that, Lady Luck is on your side and things are shifting. You're turning a page for the positive. This card tends to represent the ups and downs of life, and I feel like you're on an up at the moment. The 3 of Cups tells me there's something to celebrate. There's going to be something quite exciting for you, but right now you feel that you cannot see that change because it just feels like there's a lot of pressure. But I feel you are literally changing lanes or doing something in your life where you're making major changes, and there's going to be a lucky break because of that moment, that decision to change things. It's going to turn out perfectly the way that you want it. And I feel with this card in particular, this is like your destiny is obvious to you. So if you have been doing some soul searching, then I definitely see that you're going to find a solution, and you're going to feel compelled to follow a certain path. Follow all your hunches. Your heart will lead the way, and what is meant for you will absolutely not pass you by. I want you to be aware of that. Now, some of you may literally be thinking about relocating. They're actually highlighting the map at the back of that card. Okay, so some of you may be thinking about emigrating or wondering if there is a different lifestyle or world out there for you, and you may be looking at certain countries. You may be looking at their tax brackets, the way that they live their life. Is it by water? I just heard. Is it by water? You know, Cancerians tend to gravitate towards water just because it cleanses your soul, it refreshes your energy and gives you that sense of lightness is what they're giving me. So I'm getting this energy of some of you really either investigating or discovering new lands or somewhere where you feel like you're called to be. I definitely see, this is not going to be for all of you because I get actually a very high percentage. I get about 63%. I know that's quite precise. But I'm getting a high number. Maybe it's dreaming of far-off lands, one needing a break or wanting, desiring, really needing to take the pressure off. But I actually see some of you thinking about, would it be better if I was overseas? Or would I be... how would life be if I was in another country? That's what I'm picking up on. So maybe some of you are thinking about literally relocating, or even, you know, you've got a goal or a desire to save some money to get a holiday home in a country that you feel called to be in. So maybe it's like a first step. So I definitely see that, and I see that your goal, if you haven't achieved that already, that is definitely something that you are on the right track to achieve, okay? Now, your first card really here is the Four of Cups. Something's making you feel a little bit fed up, okay? This is a card of feeling unfulfilled in some way. Now, you may have felt that luck has not been on your side. There's something here with the Devil card that maybe you've been overthinking, or you felt stuck in, and you felt helpless to change a certain circumstance or situation. Now, this part is not going to resonate for everyone. I am picking up an energy of someone who perhaps likes to go out and party or likes to have substances. And they're indicating that this could be someone you're dealing with. You found that their behavior is difficult to deal with. This could be a family member, or it could be a friend, or it could be, you know, a partner that you found it difficult to deal with some aspect of their lifestyle choices. And I feel like you may have been struggling with that. I feel you're going to have a real breakthrough on that. There's going to be a very honest, open conversation where this person sees things from your perspective. And I feel that person needs to make the changes for themselves. They can't make it for you. They can't make it for anybody else. They need to make that decision for themselves. But I feel there is a liberation from this situation where things turn for the positive. So that part's not going to resonate with everyone, but I do see, I can't tell if it's a family member. Okay, I can't tell that right now, but it's someone you deeply care about. They've been struggling with something, and they perhaps have been numbing their pain, or they found it difficult to express themselves, and they may have been projecting their energy, or, you know, losing themselves in alcohol or things like that. So I'm just picking up on that. I feel like it will take a turn for the positive, but there is a very honest, open conversation that is headed in your direction. This person, they love you deeply is what I'm being given here, and they appreciate you. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there because that's not going to resonate for everyone, that's for sure. We do have, they just want me to say they appreciate your support. Okay, they're nudging me to say that again. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, I'm going to move on now. Now, the Four of Cups is a very interesting card because it can mean that there may have been some issues that you would rather like not deal with, or there's something here that you feel a little bit fed up with, and you're hoping that the universe comes true and sends you either a solution or an opportunity for change. This card can indicate that there's been a disappointment, or someone has let you down, or you feel let down in a situation, and I mean, it could even be, if you're single, you may have felt a little bit let down or left out in love. But remember, this is a time of second chances. So there is an opportunity to reconnect to love if you do want it. I do see a chemistry between you and another person coming through. You'll meet this person in a group setting. There's an invitation to go out and have fun here. Don't overthink it, especially if you're very shy, my beautiful Cancerians. If you're looking for love, this new person is actually on your wavelength, and it's going to feel like you've known this person for ages. So there's going to be no anxiety, no awkwardness. it's just going to feel right, and organically it becomes something. So if you are a little bit shy, you know, sometimes, especially when we meet someone that we're attracted to, sometimes you can get a little bit tongue-tied, especially in Mercury retrograde, but they're indicating here that this person, it just feels right. Okay, so look out for that. They're also indicating don't be thinking about past situations that didn't go well, because that's not going to repeat. This is a new experience with a new person, so leave the baggage at the door and embrace this new, wonderful, exciting adventure in love that is being offered to you. I feel like there's a spark of chemistry between you and someone. It's more towards the end of April into May is what I see, but yeah, just watch out for that. Now, for some of you, there's a real energy here of maybe boredom. You may have felt that there's been just a repetitive cycle in your life right now, and you're desiring some sort of change, or you're desiring a little bit more fun, basically, a little bit more fun. And the universe is giving you an opportunity that is bigger and better than ever before. Now, I feel like you're definitely being guided. I feel like some of you could be taking steps on a new path in some way in your life. Could be a new creative project or a new idea. Could also be, you know, you picking up a hobby that will lead to something a little bit more long-standing in your life, that becomes, you know, something that financially fulfills you. Because I see that you're very creative and you're very gifted at what you do, but just something doesn't sit really well with you at the moment. I'm not sure what this is. You feel a little bit closed off to something. I want to pull a card on that because I can't quite pick up on the energy. You may have just been feeling that things are a little bit stuck in a rut. The Ten of Swords, I'm only picking the uprights in this deck. The Ace of Swords. So there's a real desire for something new. The Ten of Swords is like you may have come to an end of a situation that has been very, very difficult, or you're about to. This could be a hopeful new beginning is what I see here. Because when you get this card, and especially it's covered by the Ace of Swords, this means it's only up from here. So if you have been, you know, going through something very difficult, I definitely see that there is a positive shift, a turn of events that leads to something even better for you. Now, the Ace of Swords is like a breakthrough. It's fate and destiny intervening to bring you the good stuff. And this indicates that you are getting some really good law of karma. There's going to be a lot of synchronicities. I've already mentioned the numbers for you. There's going to be a lot of meaningful coincidences that you need to watch out for. It's so important to pay close attention to the signs. You know, I have a friend and she's going through a very difficult time at the moment. And she was just saying, you know, I need some sort of inspiration. I need some sort of sign from the universe. And I said, well, did you ask for a sign? And they were like, yeah, I'm saying, could you give me a sign? And I said, well, what's the sign? And she said, I don't know. I'll know it when I see it. And I said, well, you're not going to be getting a sign anytime soon if you're not going to be so precise about what you want. And she was like, well, okay, what do you mean? And I said, well, ask for a sign that's very particular so that you know it's your sign. And she sort of started laughing, and, you know, we were in a cafe and I was like, okay, for example, you're struggling with this thing. Okay. Let's look out the window right now and say, if like a little robin redbreast comes and sits on that perch over there, or comes up to the window, then you will know that that is your sign. And she said, that's not going to happen. That's like, you know, it has to be something like in my everyday. I'm not going to be here for that long. And I said, if it's a sign that the universe wants to give you, it will happen. And we were there for a couple of hours, like talking away, having coffee and things like that. And I kid you not, I wish I was recording it to prove it, but sadly I wasn't. And a little robin redbreast actually flew over to this little bird bath that they had there in the communal garden thing, and it just started bathing itself. And I just nudged my friend and I said, look out the window, there's your sign. And she was like, her jaw nearly hit the table. And I was like, you gotta be precise. So if you are asking for signs, please, please, please be so precise. You will get the sign that you desire, okay? Now also, Ten of Swords, this can indicate something is ending for you. So some of you, you may actually be cutting out like a food substance that has not been good for you or has made you feel bloated or unwell. And some of you may decide that you've got a new idea to start a new exercise routine, or even a new way of eating. It doesn't have to be something major like leaving a job behind or leaving a place behind, but I definitely see that you're cutting something out that you feel has run its course in your life. Now, that could be a friendship, it could be a relationship, it could be a situation in some way, but the Ace of Swords indicates you will start to see much more positive breakthroughs when you release things that you know are not working for you. Now, the swords are all about ideas and also about communication. So this could be an end of an old way of thinking. So suddenly you may feel that you're being a little bit more confident than usual because you just got that spring in your step, and that solar eclipse has given you more energy on the other side. During the 3 hours that the solar eclipse actually happens, it's going to drain your energy. Everyone's going to feel a little bit lethargic, but on the other side, it gives us all this boost of energy to get stuff done. Now, the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Swords can also mean with the Four of Cups. Some of you may have been waiting for a procedure, and you may be feeling a little bit fed up that there's a long waiting time. I feel that you'll actually get a letter very, very soon indicating the date for surgery if you're looking for a procedure. I definitely see that you get some news, but you may have been feeling a little bit like frustrated that it hasn't come through yet. You will get that, and I feel like you'll go ahead with that. And I see with the Ace of Wands, you're going to be back to best and on high vitality energy in no time. Okay, now we do have a Two of Cups here. So at grassroots, especially with the Wheel of Fortune there, this is about the law of attraction. The deep meaning of this card is really about attracting your heart's desire, attracting something that you've been yearning for quite some time, because cups are all about emotions. They're about dreams and goals. Doesn't have to be about love, but it's really about you attracting and having an agreement with the universe and understanding that the universe is reciprocal and brings you something that you desire. Okay, now for some of you it will be love. So if you are searching for love, I definitely see that there is a spark between you and someone. But I definitely see that either your anxiety or fear or shyness even makes you feel a little bit detached or a little bit like keeping this new person at arm's length. So just watch out for that. If you're in a couple already and you may have been feeling that, there's been a bit of pressure on, or you may have felt that there has been a little bit of I don't want to say crosswords because I don't see it like crosswords. I just see there's been a little bit of friction, or you've been feeling that, that spark has been missing. You may have both been feeling that you're working or that there's a repetitive cycle. You're just talking about bills and where you're going to go and all of those things. And you may have felt it's robbed you both of that spark or that time to really inject that spark back into the relationship. I see the solar eclipse actually injecting that spark back into the relationship, and communication gets better between you and your person as well. Okay. And there's a lot more reciprocity. So I feel like this person understands you on a deeper level after the solar eclipse, because remember, it is opening up our level of frequency and our pineal gland as well. There's an awakening there. So it opens us up to connect to each other in a more positive way. Now, also the Two of Cups is really about harmony in your life, bringing, loving, lasting relationships or connections into your life. So some of you, if you've been feeling a little bit fed up recently, I definitely see some of you connecting to friends and going out and having a good time. You may have felt that you haven't been able to do that recently, but I do see you bringing a little bit more fun into your life, even if it's like tickets to the theater or, going down to the local community center and really connecting or vibing, or even, just going out to a bar and just reconnecting to friends. I definitely see you elevating your vibrations there as well and feeling very, very good about yourself. Now, some of you may have been, if you're looking for some sort of job opportunity, you may have been offered a contract, or you may be offered something that you feel isn't really, it's not that it's not what you're looking for. You may feel a little bit fed up with what they're offering. You may feel that you deserve better, and you absolutely do. Remember, Taurus season is all about value. So if someone is offering you less than you truly deserve and desire, With that Queen of Swords, you're going to be very precise, very organized and direct, and you're going to negotiate a better deal. Be precise about what it is that you want. You can ask for it. Be realistic, of course. You can ask for it, and actually you'll be surprised. You will be given it. Sometimes it's really important, especially when you go into an interview and they say, okay, now what kind of salary are you expecting? If you're expecting here, ask for here. Let them negotiate you down, and then you will actually get to a level that's either where you really want to be or just above. Don't let them negotiate under. That's what I'm feeling from this reading. Okay, so just watch out for that. But there is a potential for partnership here. Some of you may be even thinking about setting up a business partnership or with a family member or with someone you trust. And if you are in a business partnership already, you may feel that the other party is not fully pulling their weight. I do feel there is like a very direct conversation coming, but I feel it actually inspires this person. It gives them the kick up the you-know-what to get them moving. So I feel it's actually very, very positive. Now we do have the Devil card here, the Shadow Self. It's number 15, of course, and this is, it's in the resistance position. So it's actually in a really positive position for you. The Devil card is a card of worry, anxiety, fear, and it can also be obsession. You worried about something that perhaps you felt you couldn't control. It could also be material obsession. And it's in the resistance position here, which indicates you're liberating yourself from that. So there's more peace of mind. When you get the Devil card in this position, it indicates recovery. So as I was saying, there's someone here that I feel you're connected to that you really love, and I feel like you don't want to give up on that person. They may be in some sort of situation where they will go into recovery. Okay, is what I'm seeing there. Also, okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. For those of you who are not looking for a long-term relationship, there is a potential for a flirtation that you could take a little bit further. But with the Devil card present, it can mean that it's a very intense, passionate connection. Someone wants to get to know you on an intimate level, but it may be short-lived, okay? So it'll be fun while it lasts, but if you're looking for something a little bit deeper, they're just giving me an indication, the difference between lust and love. You know your stuff, my beautiful Cancerians. But with the Devil card, the Three of Cups and the Nine of Wands, it tells me that you've been taking on a lot recently. You've had a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and some of you may have been struggling and you've not been telling anybody. You've just been putting a big old smile on your face and going, you know what, everything's fine. Everything's fine. When really inside, you're either feeling a little bit lonely or you're breaking in some way. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there, my beautiful Cancerians. There are people around you who actually care a lot about you. You may not realize this because sometimes we get a little bit lost in our lament for certain situations, but I do feel with the Three of Cups there are people around you that you can share this and actually do understand you, because I feel they're also going through the same thing. Okay, so if you are struggling with something, there are people around you who are actually going through the same thing, but everyone's trying to be strong and keep it all together. So just look out for that there. Now, this Three of Cups indicates, especially in the resistance position, it means that you may not have been getting out there and having as much fun as you should be in life. I mean, life is meant to be fun. I know it's a bit crazy right now, and there doesn't seem to be much time for fun or money for fun either, because it seems to be going on necessities, and the price of living is going up, of course. But the Three of Cups indicates you will find a pocket to go out and, connect to friends. But most importantly, I feel this card represents relief and celebration. There is something to be celebrated for you. There is some really great news coming on in as well. Now, I actually see, I just see someone dancing. I just see someone like, it's like they're in the front room dancing or in a room dancing. So, I mean, maybe you're listening to this reading and just doing a little bit of a shuffle to it to get some exercise and some steps in. I'm not sure, but maybe you're going to bring a little bit more dance into your everyday, just to lighten your mood, or maybe you're a professional dancer, so you may be actually doing some moves or doing some stretching. So I'm not really sure. They're just showing me someone dancing right now. when I'm seeing this person, they're completely lost in the music. So maybe it's about losing yourself either in movement. Maybe this is a very good healing technique for you, or maybe it's about you losing yourself in music and, creativity. I'm just picking up on that. I'm not really sure why they're showing that to me, so I'm just going to leave it like that, okay? And I'll move on from that energy. But Three Cups, definitely something to celebrate there. And Three Cups, actually, in this position, it can mean that you may have been feeling that luck has not been on your side. But now that all changes and there's lots of possibilities for you, lots of opportunities are opening up for you. There's some good fortune, and there's going to be lots of random events as well. Just like if you're looking for love, random events. You're going to meet this person at a random event. Something I feel that you're invited to is what I see here. Now, also, if you're looking for a new opportunity in career and you've been putting your resume out there, excuse me, you may have been fed up with the job market and feeling it's very saturated or oversaturated right now. There's going to be a sudden opportunity that pops out of nowhere, and I feel it needs your skills. This job needs your skills, and it will be offered to you. It is something that's very creative, very allows you to express yourself in a very productive way. And excuse me, if you're retired, I get a sense here of you connecting to a project that will see you completely submerged in it. And I feel it's something that you could financially gain from, is what I'm picking up there as well. Now, the Nine of Wands in this position basically tells me that something you were struggling with, the struggle is over. Okay, this is a card of taking a break, relaxing, finally standing back and having the freedom to set stress or worries down. Now, I know life is about ups and downs, and it's not as easy as that. I totally get it. But over the solar eclipse, there's just going to be an easier energy for you after you've passed that solar eclipse energy. The Nine of Wands tells me that something either has, well, I'm going to park that energy there. I'm going to come back to that because they're giving me that as well. The Nine of Wands is like you feel very cautious about circumstances, or you're reevaluating circumstances before you proceed any further. So you may have had a sense of uncertainty about something, but your inner wisdom is bringing illumination at this time to your situation and allowing you to make certain steps. Now, some of you may be thinking about moving in a different direction, or a different path is opening up to you at this point, and you may actually ask some of your friends or your family, your soul tribe members, for advice. They got your back. They're going to be honest with you as well. So it may help you formulate your true decision. But ultimately, if I know a Cancerian, and I know a few, you may take the advice and it's all well-meaning, but ultimately you're going to do what you want to do. So follow that wonderful intuition of yours and that tenacity of yours as well. But the Nine of Wands in this position really does indicate that something you've been worrying about or something you've been struggling with is actually going to dissipate, and things do get better. Okay, now with the energy that I was parking there to the side, some of you, I feel like you may be uncertain about a certain friend, or there's someone here that you're questioning. You don't either trust this person, their motives. You may feel that this person is toxic for you, or you may feel a situation is toxic for you. It may even be someone at your working environment that you feel is toxic for you, and you are guarding yourself against this person. I feel like you're in a really good position to keep yourself, ahead of this. I don't see it being detrimental to yourself going forward, but I feel you're just detaching yourself from this situation. You do have alliances where you're at, people who do support your side of this, but I see you cutting out anything that is negative or toxic for you, because I feel you've just got this body, mind, and soul clarity energy that's coming through right now, and I feel you're just releasing it. But I feel like there's someone here that's in your immediate circumstances, whether it's someone in the community or someone that you know who's a frenemy, or maybe someone you work with. It could even be a family member who is a little bit envious of your situation, or, very dissatisfied with theirs, so they're taking out on you. I feel like you're just keeping an eye on a situation, being very cautious about the situation, and you're reevaluating it before you make a decision. You will make the right decision, is what they're giving me. Now, we've got surrender and cause and effect. So this indicates that sometimes when we put a lot of pressure on the things that we want, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to achieve, sometimes we can crush the dream. Sometimes we can crush the goal, and we can stifle it. We can stifle the energy by focusing on it so intensely. So sometimes it's really important to just take a step back, breathe, relax, and recognize whatever is meant to be will be. And then you'll start to see things shift in your direction. They're showing me an image of myself right now, many years ago. Nobody needs to see that. But anyway, they're indicating a time in my life where I was so intent on having this path, not this path right now, but a path that I wanted many years ago. I was like, this is what I want in life. This is what I'm striving for. And I worked so hard. I burnt the candle out at both ends. I worked like, I'm a Scorpio, so I was obsessive about working and making sure that it worked, because I also had pride when I was younger as well. So failure was not something that I ever wanted to admit to, but I just kept going at it, like full steam ahead. And there came a point in my life where I literally lost everything. I lost the job, I lost my home, I lost my health at that point as well. It all sort of like came crumbling down. And it taught me a real huge lesson, because it literally slowed me down. I completely became very still to take stock of my life and what had just happened. I was completely in shock. And I kid you not, after I'd paused, I had no other choice to pause. I was lucky I had family that I could, sofa surf, is that what you call it, for a while. And, I had some people to, soundboard off and things like that. But after that period, suddenly all the things that I had struggled to try and achieve and never achieved, suddenly they started to be offered to me left, right, and center. I literally didn't have to do anything. The universe was almost like saying, enough. Just take a break and trust us. We've got it coming. It's coming towards you. But you just keep forcing the issue. You keep pressurizing the situation. You're crushing the energy. So as soon as I took a step back, suddenly things started to appear. So I started to trust that the universe actually does have our backs. But we've got to give the universe an opportunity to not prove itself, because it's not proving to anybody, just to deliver, because that's what it will do. In fairness, it will deliver, of course. Sometimes there are situations where things are not fair. I totally get that. And, I've wrestled with that question many, many times with my guides. And I'm not personally happy with the answer, but it's to do with our karmic retribution and things that we have from previous lifetimes. But I can't really comment on that, because it's not something. I desire the truth. Being a Scorpio, I seek the truth. So unless I can, I'm given it by my guides, and I will trust that. But at the same time, I'm still searching for an answer that I'm happy with regarding some situations that are just not fair in life at all. So I'm still seeking that myself, an answer to that myself. But anyway, we have the Hangman here, and this card really is about inner wisdom and self-sacrifice, and you've sacrificed a lot to get to where you want to go. You may have felt that life is a little bit like topsy-turvy. The world is an upside-down place right now, and it just feels like you're trying to find your place in the world, or trying to find fun in the world. You may have felt that since certain things have happened in the world, maybe like the pandemic, you may have felt that things have changed and have not returned exactly the way that they were before. You may be asking different questions now in life, and you just may feel that you're still in a state of suspension or a little bit in limbo in some area of your life. But as I said, the struggle will change. Things become a lot more positive, and you will find your way. They're actually showing this Hangman as having the star in his hand. So that indicates that you will find the hope. You will find the inspiration. There is a brighter future to look forward to, even though things may be a little bit difficult right now. something that you're trying to achieve perhaps has not been going in your favor, or you've been struggling with it, but I feel like there is a real breakthrough coming for you here as well. Now we do have cause and effect, which is justice. It is the justice card. It indicates good karma coming your way, but life requires balance. So I feel you're going to make adjustments to find that balance. If you're someone who is more focused on love at the moment, and you feel that your career perhaps is going really well, but your love situation is not, I feel things will shift in a positive way in your love life. Also vice versa, if you have a loving partnership and you're looking for more career opportunities, I definitely see balance coming into the mix. The cause and effect card also indicates that you need to make a major decision just after this solar eclipse. Take all the time you need to make that decision. Really, do what's right for you here with that Queen of Swords. This is a card of being really precise and straightforward about what you want. The Queen of Swords, she looks to the future. She actually relocates herself to a more healthy position, and she turns her back to the past. So if there's anything that is coming up over this solar eclipse that you feel you've outgrown or you've been healing, now is the time to step away from that, stand in your power, and know that you deserve better, okay? Also, the Queen of Swords tells me that you are someone who is super independent and you are self-sufficient. You are someone who leads with total honesty. So if you're going through some sort of court case or legality, I definitely see you leading with integrity and it going in your favor. Okay, I definitely see things going in your favor. But ultimately, you're finding balance in your equilibrium so that things are working in all areas of your life to the way that you've been hoping for. Now, the Queen of Swords, especially when it comes to Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands, I actually see you, in terms of your finances, being very, very frugal, very clever with your finances. You're making a little go a long way. And I feel some of you may even, investigate a little bit more about finances or how to use your finances more economically. You're going to get lots of good deals, but some of you may actually go into investments. You're someone who is in investigative mode. Queen of Swords, some of you may have felt a little bit more detached than usual from situations. Now, Cancerians, you are someone who's very, very sensitive. You're very emotional, and that is your superpower, but you may be keeping something or someone at arm's length. Let me just see what that is. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? I feel like it's this person or the situation. Page of Pentacles. Okay, they're giving me pages. Okay, so, I mean, pages tend to represent someone a little bit younger or someone who's less mature. Page of Swords, you may be keeping an eye on something. Someone is offering you something. Let me see. Maybe someone is giving you an olive branch. Page of Cups, I mean, that's 3 pages in a row. Okay, so should we, just for fun, let's see if we've got the full house. I don't think we have. They're just giving me Eight of Swords and the Star. Okay, so you could be putting off or keeping something at arm's length, like a project, something new. I definitely see that the universe is giving you every sign that a new project will take off, or a new job or a new opportunity will take off. I just feel like you're starting from scratch in some area of your life. Pages tend to represent the beginning of something, or some sort of news that comes in that offers an opportunity to start something new or change direction. This could be in love, in finances, and in your thought process. Have confidence in your wonderful self, because I feel whatever you are adventuring into, whether it's a new project or you're acting on a new idea, you're going to venture forward with confidence. You're finding your purpose, and I feel like you're taking things to new levels. Dream boldly. You can achieve whatever it is you set out to do. Page of Swords indicates you're investigating things. Okay, but it could be that you're investigating a balance between your love life and your working environment, or your love life and your independence or projects. Okay, so I feel like you are definitely trying to find balance. You have an incredible mind. Okay, so a lot of you may use your words or your ideas to create something. And if you've had a bit of a creative block recently, that too shall pass. I feel like there's an opportunity that pops out of the blue. Something you're worried about, Eight of Swords, again, they're giving me the same message. There is a brighter future to look forward to. The stars are aligning. There's nothing to worry about. But the Eight of Swords is really an opportunity to see something that you could not see before, especially when you get the star. This is like a moment of clarity, something you've been wrestling with or something that you've been struggling with. You're being encouraged to open your eyes and see things as they truly are. There is a lot of growth in the situation, and you deserve healing from a situation as well. So I feel like it's about having the courage to face something that maybe you've been keeping at arm's length for a while. So that could be a person or a situation, even if, for example, there's a clique at work and they've been isolating you, or someone's been trying to micromanage you, and you've just been struggling and just getting on by, putting your head down and just dealing with it and saying, you know what, you're just putting up with it. I feel after this solar eclipse, you're going to be like, no, I'm not just dealing with it anymore. I'm going to face it head on, and I'm going to try and work it out, find a solution. So you may challenge it. We've also got the Ace of Wands here. So some of you may plain old leave an opportunity in order to embrace a new one. This is a very creative cycle for you as well. You've got a brilliant spark of vision within you. Some of you may set up your own business, or you may start something, take the initiative to get creative and start something. It's going to be very, very lucrative. You may be in the planning stages of making this move and making a decision, but ultimately after the solar eclipse, you're being given the energy, the drive, the motivation to see it through to the end, and it will be very, very successful. Okay, as you can see, when you get aces, there tends to be a difficult cloud, a very turbulent cloud, and a hand that pops out. So at every card here, you're being shown that the universe is sending you an opportunity in difficult times, an opportunity for something better, something that you will love. And I feel there is a much more positive energy shifting. There is success here for you, but if you've been, I keep getting this energy, if you've been struggling in some area, things are going to get better. Now, your final cards are Gibbous Moon. And it says, you're close to achieving your goal. Final phase before completion. Some tweaking needs to be done. Pay extra attention. Details, focus. Okay, we've already sort of tapped into that in that energy. We also have listen to the guidance of your soul. You are so intuitive, my beautiful Cancerians. Sometimes people may have said to you in the past that you're too sensitive, or that you are, too emotional. Don't ever listen to them. That is your superpower. It is your inner compass. It is the reason you get a hunch or an inner knowing. Trust it. You're being guided by your inner compass there. Okay. We've also got opposition. And it says here, unbalanced, called out, mirrors, confronts, power struggles, polar opposites, and tests. So again, there's something here that perhaps you've been trying to keep at arm's length, or you didn't want to face, but I feel like you are going to confront it. And I feel like it leads to a lot of peace, and it works in your favor. So whether it's a legality, whether you feel micromanaged at work, you may take this to HR, or you may feel someone is alienating you or isolating you in a situation. You may take it to a higher governing body. And I see that things start to get easier from there. We've also got the pink moon. And it says new and exciting opportunities. Focus on the new. Transcendence, maturity, fullness, fertility. The first steps on a new path. So again, there is this energy of you turning a chapter and embracing a wonderful new adventure that brings a lot of growth. For some of you, it may not be physical. It may be spiritual growth that you are elevating towards during this period. And you may discover something new about yourself and your situation as you deepen your spiritual practices. So it is something you will celebrate, where you step into your confidence and you release any fears. And I just see as you mature that, oh, how can I put that? I don't really know how to put that, because they've given me a word that is an expletive that I don't really want to use. They're just giving me the sentence, you're giving less Fs. Just going to leave it like that, okay? Just going to leave it like that. Now, they're giving me an image, as I'm shuffling here, they're giving me an image of someone floating in water. like a flotation tank, because the person is very peaceful. Flotation tank. Now this, I think a flotation tank came up before in one of the readings, maybe last year. Okay, I'm not really sure. Let me just tap into the energy. In stillness, answers will come to you. Maybe it's you trying to still the body so that the mind can flow freely, opening yourself up. They're definitely giving me an energy of a need to relax more and trust the universe and trust the process. I know it's easier said than done, but they're just giving me that. Managing stress levels is what they're showing me as well. There's going to be a sense of weightlessness where you just feel, you take a breath. So, I mean, someone may have just gone to a flotation tank, or maybe someone was gifted it, or maybe you're thinking about doing it. So please take it as it resonates. I'm not really sure why they're giving it to me. What else? They're showing me something else, and I can't quite see what that means. One moment, please. Okay, they're just showing me, you know, like those old-fashioned Hollywood searchlights? They're very much like Hollywood searchlights from movies, those big ones. They're showing me two of those, like, moving around. And it's like these two beams of light in the darkness. Now, these may be images that you'll see over the next couple of weeks, which indicates something you've been searching for. You will locate it, or you'll identify the information you need. It could also mean that you need to pay attention to something, or focus on something. It could be that you mistrust something, or you mistrust a situation, or you're cautious about a situation and you're really honing in on it. I actually feel it's more like a moment of hope in the darkness. I feel there's light at the end of the tunnel. A light in the darkness is what I feel. Okay, so I mean, it may mean that someone out there, a Cancerian, wants to work in the movies, and you are literally going to get an opportunity that will be offered to you because of your talent and your gift. You put a lot of hard work in, so it's cause and effect. So don't worry, don't let those nerves get to you. The opportunity will be yours. So I'm going to leave that there. That seems very precise. It may not resonate for everyone. We got light bulb there for you as final cards. And it says here, lucrative ideas, new income source, inspiration, entrepreneur, new job, creative work. Okay, even if you're retired, you may be taking up a creative hobby that you'll find that people actually want to purchase. So, you know, you may, because we've got a frame here, it may be painting or photography or something like that, where you're like being super creative because it's what you enjoy doing to pass your time in retirement. And you'll find that actually people love your work. So they want to offer you some of these wonderful coins. It says steady income, organizing, accomplishments, art and design, home-oriented, self-employed. So definitely picked up right at the beginning. You're going to focus a lot on, you know, rearranging the home space or doing a bit of DIY, or even just some projects around the home space that you've been meaning to do. And we've got coins there as well, so attracting a lot of abundance. Money coming in, wealth, good investments, sales and finance, getting a raise, and lucky. Okay, remember, luck is on your side during this period, so there are some good things to come your way. And I'm just going to go and get a rune before we close. They just gave me a word in the water, just one random word, yearning. Yearning. So either you're yearning for love, or yearning for an opportunity, or yearning for money. I feel like it's something that you're attracting at this time. Whatever you yearn for, you're attaching a feeling to it. You're matching the vibration of it in the universe. Don't think about what you don't have. Think more about what you want, and imagine yourself having it right now, because you're actually building a picture for the universe so it can deliver. Now, here we go. Your first rune is the human. Okay, so that's all about the self. So definitely a very spiritual time. You're going to be deep in thought. You're going to be putting yourself first. This is a rune of things in moderation, but it is a soul-searching rune. So you will be very creative during this time. But I feel like it's about discovering parts of yourself that have lain hidden, or that you feel disconnected from. You're rediscovering those parts of yourself. I'm just feeling the energy of this. It's so interesting that I said I'm feeling the energy of this, because there's intense energy that's coming from this. Okay, so this is water. Yeah, emotions. Now, for those of you who are psychically aware, your abilities will enhance during this time. Some of you may be discovering divination techniques, even if you are not psychically minded. But this is about using your intuition, okay? And you being a little bit more sensitive than usual. As I said, there's something here, though, that you feel detached from. So that will come up. That's at the end, just after the solar eclipse. But I feel just before, you're going to feel a little bit more emotional than usual. Pay close attention to your emotions. They are normally a gauge when something is a little bit off in your life that needs changing. You know, the Cancerians that I know in my life, let's put it this way. Whenever I always say, be scared when a Cancerian goes really quiet. Just like a Scorpio. When you go quiet and you go into your little shell, that's when I'm like, oh, there's a problem. Okay. So I would also say, if you're shutting down in some area of your life, you're shutting down your emotions and you're protecting yourself, it does tend to mean that you need to find a resolution to that situation. Otherwise, it can hurt you more than it hurts the other person, because you are so sensitive, especially if it's making you feel frustrated or angry. Those situations, they tend to feed us in a negative way. It's like, you know, drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel it. You know, you're the one keeping it all in. So just watch out. It's really good to find an outlet for frustration, anger, or your emotions. Even crying, I mean, that is a really strong way to release any pressure. You know, sometimes, you know, I might go into the bath when I've had a really tough day and just have a good old cry, and it really helps release the pressure off. That's what the body is there to do. So there's nothing wrong with crying. It's a very good energetic release. So if you have been feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual, realize that it can be the time period. But if you are going through something very, very difficult, I want you to know that things are better on the other side, and they are going to work out in a much more positive sense. There is a divine intervention here, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something does resonate for you, my beautiful Cancerians. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians. Love and light.